Hello, my favorite, wonderful, and most colorful art students. It's me again, Miss Friels. Welcome to week 8 art lesson, storytelling through art. Yes, this week we are going to be talking about how a story can be told by using art. How a story can be told by using illustrations. And not only are we going to be learning about how a story can be told through art, we're also going to be learning a little bit about colors and mixing colors. When I think about colors, I think about lots of beautiful colors. You've probably noticed, right? I love lots of colors. I love lots of colors in art. I love lots of colors in nature and in our world. I love lots of colors with people. We are not all the same color, are we? No, all of us are a different color. And that's what makes our world so wonderful and so diverse because we are full of color. Today, I'm going to start by reading you a wonderful little story about colors, about color mixing, but most importantly, about love and diversity. So while I'm reading you the story, think about the message that is being told through the words and the illustrations, because afterwards, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to be talking about colors because some colors have special names. And you can mix some colors to make new colors. I am super excited. Let's go. Mixed, a colorful story, written and illustrated by Ari Chung. In the beginning, there were 3 colors: reds, yellows, and blues. Reds were the loudest. La, 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 la. Yellows were the brightest. Bing. And blues were the coolest. Everyone lived in color harmony until one afternoon when Red said, "Reds are the best." The yellows disagreed. "No, we're the best because we're the brightest." The blues were too cool to even respond. The colors decided to live in separate parts of the city. But then one day, a yellow noticed a blue, and something happened. "I feel so happy when I'm near you, and I feel so calm when I'm with you." Yellow and blue became inseparable. But not all the colors were happy about it. Colors shouldn't mix. I don't like yellow's effect on blue. That blue isn't even bright enough for yellow. But yellow and blue loved each other so much, they decided to mix. Together, they created a new color. They named her Green. Green was bright like yellow and calm like blue, but really, she was a color all her own. Everyone was fascinated. "I've never seen anything like her before. She's so cute." Even the grumpy colors fell in love with Green. "Could I hold her?" The colors began to see new possibilities. Soon other colors mixed, and mixed, and mixed, and mixed. There were so many new colors and a lot of new names. "Don't forget your glasses, Lavender." "Be careful, Jade." "Have fun, Amber." The old neighborhood of Redville, Bluetown, and Yellow Heights didn't make sense anymore. Everyone wanted to live together, so they rebuilt the city. The new city was full of color. It wasn't perfect, but it was home. The end. What is the message? How have the illustrations and the pictures helped to tell this message? That's right. Our world is more beautiful when there is more love and diversity. That means when there is more colors in this world, our world is more wonderful. More colorful people, more colors through art and through nature. And this illustrator did a fantastic job of telling us that message. Now, let's talk a little bit about color mixing, and we're going to start with 3 very special colors. We are going to start with the primary colors. Primary colors are like the boss of all colors. Yellow, red, and blue are like the very first colors. Primero in Espanol means first. And primary in English also means first. The primary colors are special because no other colors can mix together to make them. For example, I cannot mix any colors together to make yellow. Yellow is a color all by itself. I cannot mix any colors to make red. Red is a color all by itself, and I cannot mix any colors to make blue. Blue is a color all by itself. They are like the first colors. But we can mix the primary colors to make other colors. Let's explore that. So, what happens when we mix the primary colors? Red plus yellow equals orange. Red plus yellow. Red and yellow are primary colors. And when we mix 2 primary colors, we get a secondary color. Secondary, like in 2nd grade or in 2nd place. You're after first. So second colors are after the primary colors. The secondary colors are after primary colors. Let's go to the next one. Blue plus yellow makes green. Blue and yellow are primary colors, and green is a secondary color. Blue plus red makes purple. Purple is a secondary color because we mixed blue and red are primary colors. But this is not the only kind of color mixing we can do. In fact, we can do so many different color combinations. I'm going to introduce you to one other special kind of color combination. What happens when we mix a primary color and a secondary color? Ooh la la! We get something called intermediate or tertiary colors. These are my favorite. So if we take a red and plus an orange, we get a beautiful red-orange color. Red is primary plus orange is a secondary, and we get a tertiary color. And this color can also have other names, not just red-orange, because that's easy. Red plus orange is red-orange. We could call it tangerine. We could call it mandarin. Let's go to the next one. Yellow plus orange equals yellow-orange. Well, that's easy. Yellow plus orange, yellow-orange. Yellow primary plus orange secondary is yellow-orange, a tertiary color. What color could we call that, though, otherwise? We could call it a sunshine color, apricot color. Let's go to a couple more. Ooh, let's go up here to this one. Blue primary plus green secondary equals blue-green. We can also call this turquoise. I like turquoise a lot, but my favorite color is down here when you mix red and purple. Primary, secondary, red plus purple is a red-purple. Or we can call that a fuchsia, or I like to call it magenta. Magenta is my favorite color. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tertiary colors. And today we're going to make an art project inspired by the book Mixed, inspired by the illustrations, and inspired by diversity, love, and color. Let's look at a couple examples that I made. So here are 2 examples, but I just want to talk really quickly about this color wheel in the middle. This is the most basic, the most simple color wheels. If you look up color wheels on the internet, OMG, there are some very complicated color wheels. But this is the best way to explain how a color wheel works for all of you art brains. First, let's identify the primary colors. There's our yellow, skip, red, skip, blue, skip, back to yellow. Red, yellow, and blue are our primary colors. And in between our primary colors are our secondary colors. So let's check it out. Red mixed with yellow makes orange. That's why orange is in the middle, because red mixed with yellow makes orange. Let's go to our next primary colors, red and blue. Red mixed with blue make purple. That's why purple is in between. And blue mixed with yellow, our primary colors, make green. That's why green is in the middle. Green, orange, and purple are our secondary colors. And there's a whole nother color wheel with tertiary colors and other color combinations. Over here, I copied the color wheel with my little characters from the book Mixed. I have my red, my yellow, and my blue primary colors, and in between I have my secondary colors. And also, I want you to notice something. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The order of the rainbow. This is the light spectrum. How cool is that? The same order of a color wheel is the same order of a rainbow. Over here, I made an illustration. It says, "Our world is better with all of these colors. I feel happy." So I put word bubbles and I added words to my illustration. And I added my little characters from Mixed. And I also added them in the order of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red plus yellow makes orange. Yellow plus blue makes green. Blue plus red makes a little purple here on the side. All right, I'm going to give you some ideas, get you started with some ideas on your art. And hopefully you can follow along at home with a little color mixing. If not, you can just watch me. All right, let's go, colorful art students.
Okay, I have some various art supplies out today. If you have these art supplies, then please try to experiment with some color mixing. Pretty sure everybody should have crayons. So look for a red crayon, a yellow crayon, and a blue crayon, because those are our, what kind of colors? That's right, primary colors. Crayons don't mix as well as paint, but if all you have is crayons, you can try your best and at least have a little bit of fun with color mixing. If you have a watercolor set, mine looks like this. Yours might look different, but they are called watercolors because they need water to work. So I have a little cup with water. I have a paintbrush and I have a paper towel. You always want a paper towel handy when you're using watercolors because sometimes the brush gets too wet and too much water on the paper is no good. It makes the paper wrinkly and sometimes it makes the paper rip. So as an artist, it's your job when you're using watercolors to figure out how much water you need. Sometimes there's not enough water and your paint looks very dry, or your paintbrush has a bad hair day. That means it looks silly up here. It needs water. Sometimes it has too much water and the color is too light. So as an artist, you figure out how to use watercolors. But let's start with just a little color mixing with our crayons first, okay? So at home, what I would like you to do is basically copy me, follow along as I draw my primary colors and draw another row of primary colors and another row. And in the last row is where we're going to mix our primary colors together. So just watch, and you can pause this video or you can press rewind and watch it again. I'm going to start with 3 primary colors down this way, 3 primary colors down this way, and then 3 more. But in that last row, we're actually going to mix. So let me show you how we do it. Fun. Let's try the exact same thing, but let's use our watercolors. So first, the watercolor brush must be wet. So I'm going to dip it in the water and I'm going to grab my red. I'm going to grab my primary color and I'm just going to kind of first get it going, get my color ready. And I'm going to touch my paper to see if it seems like It's pretty good. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, it looks a little bit dry, so I'm gonna add a little bit more water and a little bit more red. Now we're talking. See how nice and smooth it goes like that? Now I'm done with my red. So I gotta rinse, 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 and dab, dab, dab on my paper towels. Excuse me, crayons, you are done. And I'm going to grab my next primary color. Let's grab blue. So a little fresh water, mix a little bit with my blue. Very soft. Always be soft and respectful to your art materials. Never shove on your brush. You will ruin it. You will ruin it. We never want to do that. Let's test it. Ooh, I did a perfect mix of blue. Look at that. Look how smooth that is. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. Right, boys and girls? Rinse, rinse, rinse. Tap, tap, tap. And if there's too much color on the paintbrush, that means it's not rinsed well enough. So I still see blue. Okay, that looks good. A little bit of fresh water, and I'm going to grab some yellow. I'm going to grab some yellow, and I'm going to make a big yellow dot here. Big yellow dot. We'll do something a little bit different. You already kind of saw how we did with our crayons. Little bit more water. My yellow's a little dry. I can tell because it's not flowing. It's not quite as smooth as my other colors. Ooh, there we go. Nice. Now, while my watercolor is still wet, let's just go ahead and have some fun. Should we mix yellow since I already have yellow? Should we mix yellow on the red and see what happens? Because remember, red, blue, and yellow are primary colors. So I'm going to just grab some fresh water and some fresh yellow. Let's see what happens when I mix red and yellow. Do you remember what happens when we mix red and yellow? If you don't, let's test it out. Ooh, look at that beautiful orange color. If we want it to be a little brighter, we can add a little bit more yellow. Let's just test it. Ooh, too much water. I can tell because there's so much water in my palette. Too much water, so a little dab over here. And add a little bit more. Ooh, I like that orange. What is going to happen if I add yellow to my green since I'm already working with yellow? What does blue and yellow make? Do you remember? Let's try it out. Fresh water. My yellow's already nice and juicy. It's nice and wet. A little too wet. I'm going to just dab over here just really quick. And let's mix the yellow on top of the blue. Oh, look at that beautiful green color. Yellow plus blue makes green. That is the truth, isn't it? That is the truth. How about, ooh, I know what colors we didn't try yet. How about let's mix blue and purple. So I'm going to start with a big old fresh, blue and red, Miss Frails. I'm going to start with a fresh red because red and blue are primaries. And it's nice and wet and juicy. So I'm going to make a nice big red circle here so you can see it better. And I'm going to rinse, rinse, rinse. Make sure there's no more red on there. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to grab some of that blue while the red is still wet. And let's see what happens. Oh, it's turning purple-ish. It's turning, there we go. I don't think I have enough red. It still looks a little bit too blue to me. So I'm going to rinse, rinse, rinse. I don't want to mix my colors here. I don't want to make them all muddy. So every time I change colors, I need to wash my brush to keep it fresh. Let's add a little bit more red and see if we can get a better purple. There we go. Red plus blue does make purple, doesn't it? Cool. I'm wondering what you can do now that you know how to use watercolors and now that you know how to mix colors even with crayons. I'll give you some ideas, but I want you to think about what you can do. And when you turn in your homework to me, I want you to explain how you created your art and how you mixed your colors. Okay, let's go. Or you can simply use markers if you don't have any paints, or you don't want to use your crayons, or you don't want to use your paints and you have markers, use markers. Check out these awesome ideas I made. These are 2 more examples of what you could create. I am so excited to see your art. I am so excited to see how you experiment with colors and discover the beautiful and wonderful colors of this world. We will see you next time, art friends. Bye for now.